Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban neighborhood, lived a couple named Sarah and Mark. They had been married for 7 years, and their love had always been a source of inspiration for those around them. However, like all relationships, theirs began to evolve. And one day, Mark began to notice some signs that made him suspect that Sarah might have lost some of her feelings for him. Sign 1. Lack of communication. Mark couldn't help but notice that Sarah's once talkative nature had become quiet and distant. She used to share her day's events and feelings, but now she seemed reserved, only responding with monosyllabic answers when he asked her how her day had been. This lack of communication made Mark uneasy, as it was a stark contrast to their early years of constant conversation. Sign 2. Emotional withdrawal. Another sign that began to trouble Mark was Sarah's emotional withdrawal. She had stopped initiating affectionate gestures, like hugs and kisses, and their intimate life had dwindled. Mark couldn't remember the last time they'd had a deep conversation about their dreams and fears, which used to be a regular part of their evenings. Sign 3. Increased time apart. Sarah had recently started spending more time away from home. She had picked up new hobbies and activities that kept her occupied in the evenings and weekends. While it was healthy to have personal interests, Mark couldn't shake the feeling that her increased time away was a way of avoiding their home life. Sign 4. Prioritizing friends over him. Mark noticed that Sarah had begun to prioritize her friends over their relationship. She used to enjoy cozy nights in with him, but now she often chose to spend time with her friends instead. Mark felt like he was no longer her go-to person for companionship, and it was causing him to feel increasingly isolated. As Mark observed these signs, he felt a growing sense of unease and a fear that his wife was drifting away from him. He decided it was time to address his concerns and have an open, honest conversation with Sarah about the changes he had noticed. He found a quiet moment when they were both at home and gently expressed his feelings and observations. To his relief, Sarah confessed that she had indeed been going through some emotional struggles and that she hadn't meant to distance herself from him. She was dealing with work-related stress and had been feeling overwhelmed. She assured Mark that her love for him hadn't diminished. It was just that life had become challenging. Together, they decided to seek professional help to work through their issues and rekindle the connection they had lost. Over time, with the guidance of a therapist, they rediscovered the love that had initially brought them together and grew even stronger as a couple. This story reminds us that in any relationship, it's crucial to communicate openly and honestly when you notice signs of emotional distance, as it's often possible to rediscover the love that may seem lost.